gonna figure these things out. Alright. Gonna be fun. I miss this way too much. Let's see. Get everything in order. All right, that's good. Welcome to those that are coming in. We're gonna start up in a few minutes, but I hope that everyone's day has gone well. Finally got those subwords to work. So yeah, it's a pretty good day, all things considered. Just gonna wait, and then we'll start up with our fun things here in a minute. Today we're doing Katarina, so that's fun. That's why there wasn't a poll this week, because yeah, anyway, the reason why there wasn't a poll this week was because, well, I had gone for it. Like, Brand didn't technically win, so, like, they were both tied, so, Katarina was also, in the running, so that's, you know, fair is fair. Okay. We're gonna wait just a little bit longer before we get to the model viewing and all that stuff. I think that's all good. So, let's get in there, I guess. Also, if anyone wants to follow or whatever, the alerts are now on, so that's pretty fun. Alright. I really should get organized, but I can't really bother to right now. So, let's, okay, sources, and here we are. So, here's who we're dealing with today. Technically her model isn't like the worst one in game. Like it's gotten some work done. Like it's very competent technically. Though whenever I see it next to any of the like more like new characters, it looks very bad. Like we've got her, like a good structure here. It's just that her design is kind of all over the place, in my opinion. Let me. There we are. Now I can look and also have fun at the same time. But I guess we'll take a look at our idol. Like this is when they were just beginning how to actually figure out what hair does in the game. So it's quite janky. But like the flow on her hair is actually pretty good. Like, this is way better than, say, Jana's hair model, but it's still not the best when, like, taken, fully at, like, face value. I mean, this is, like, really when the, like, squash and stretch, like, really started actually coming into League. Though it makes her body do some fucking weird ass shit. If this wasn't like skin colored or whatever, this would be way less noticeable. But yeah, it's not the greatest. Hello there, Maro. We're taking a look at Katarina's animation because that's who we're doing today. Like, her hair is actually, like, pretty alright, technically. Though, like, the blades are quite clunky and that kind of thing. But, like... you get some strange results here. But, like, you actually get a sense for what type of character she's supposed to be. Which is, you know, actually a pretty good thing when it comes to characters. her model is not as janky as something like Zillion is, but it's still got a lot of polygons that just they flow at the very bare minimum, which is kind of fitting considering that her and Garen kind of share this bare minimum quality. Let's see. But yeah, you can really see it in her dance here, where it's like her arms are rigged very weirdly, and her blades are just kind of a weird... I don't really know what to say about it. Like, they kind of look like... They look like crab pincers, that's what it is. But yeah, I don't understand why she has 2 more swords. Like, she never attacks with them. She never takes them off her back. They're just there. They're not even the same kind of blades as the one she's currently carrying. Like, these blades by themselves are really fucking ugly, but you know, it's just, I don't really understand the point. Also, people don't really get, like, they don't understand that her, Talon, and Cassiopeia are actually siblings. Like, Talon, like, you get the knives there, and that's their kind of character, like, whole thing together, but nothing about Cassiopeia or Katarina really screams that they belong to each other. Also, why the I just noticed the hip blade. What the How many knives is this girl carrying? Okay, we're gonna count the knives on this model. Also, the cleavage is very strange. We're gonna go over that. Like, I can't tell if this is supposed to be leather or if it's supposed to be boob armor. So yeah, okay, so how many knives are on this bitch? Alright, 2, 2, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Why does she need 8 knives? These guys don't do anything here. And, like, I think that the Noxian aesthetic has really, like, improved over the years. So, like, the curved nature of her blades really doesn't lend itself to the geometric styles that modern Noxus has, so it's all just strange. Also, her spiked things. I like the fact that she's meant to be, like, she's not meant to be a soldier. That's not what she is. She's an assassin. But, you know, this also isn't the best to wear for an assassin. She has way too much metal going on here. A lot of it, like, all these fucking knives aren't gonna do anything. So it's just a lot of unnecessary shieldy bits. Like, the places that she should be protecting aren't protected, but her, like, extremities are protected, which is, like, just a weird design choice. Like, her shoulders and her, like, upper forearms are covered, but not her heart. Like, that's just straight up cloth there. You could get in a really easy blow. flimsy blades and fancy footwear aren't gonna save you, Katarina. Yeah. But yeah, like her hair is not like the worst, but they also just don't know what's going on. I'm gonna change this. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna look over some other things. Yes, I know that's the Morgue quote. Okay, so there we are. But let's take a look at her splash art now. I'm gonna get to a Mordekaiser rant later, but that's when I've run out of topics to discuss about Katarina here. She really has the feeling of like a biker chick. But also this, like it's very nice and action oriented as a pose, right? But I don't like the way that her body contorts just doesn't make any fucking sense when you look at this. So, like, this is foreshortening here. And also on her leg, but like, she doesn't have knee pads. Like, the idea is that she's a fast, like, strike quick, strike two type assassin. You can kind of call her like a Noxian Aurelia, if you really wanted to. In this splash art, her blades don't look as, like, awful as they do in game. Like, they don't look like, crab claws. That's what I'm getting at. But, yeah. This area is just there for fan service. She doesn't, like, Katarina is plenty sexy on her own. I don't understand what, like, she sees in Garen. I guess she likes, like, non-committal white boys, but, like, the thing is, this doesn't do any storytelling for her. Like, it identifies her not as, like, a frontline soldier, but she doesn't really have any need for this. Like, and characters can be attractive, they can be sexy for zero reason. There doesn't have to be a reason, obviously, but I feel like it's detrimental because basically, this part here is really, really simply designed, and then the rest of her is frighteningly, like, over-designed. Like, the blades on her back aren't even in this splash art. She only has, like, 4 knives in this one. Like, the thing is, I really like Noxus aesthetics. I really like this kind of grungy sort of look, but it's just not, like, this doesn't tell me anything about her. It just makes me more confused, and that's kind of a bad thing. Here's what she currently looks like, apparently. And, like, they've, like, really cut down, and they're like, this is what she's looking like. And I like the fact that she's got tattoos and stuff like that, but also that they got rid of the stupid swords on her back. But the whole design aspect of her, like, if you made her slightly pirate themed, you wouldn't be able to really tell the difference between her and Misfortune, which is a problem. And, you know, spikes, like, they can work, it's just that I don't really understand what they're going for. Like, she literally has, yeah, that's true, she has bilge water Katarina, which is just misfortune again. But, like, here's the thing about this design, right? Besides the thigh gap that is confusing. I like the idea for, like, this breaking up of silhouettes, but it's just not practical in any sense of the word. Also, like, it's just... Yes, but brunette. God damn. What the fuck is going on in her shoe area? Like, she's wearing a boot here, but on this one, she's wearing a shorter one with armor, and they're both connected to... I can't like, I don't know if this is metal or if it's cloth, which is a problem, right? But, you know, it's just a lot of noise without actually telling much about her character. She's got gloves on, but they are weirdly, like, covered with metal designs. I'd say that she'd look better with, like, more traditional, like, Noxian standard armor, is what I'm getting at. Like, get rid of the spikes and make her armor more like the stuff that she's got going on in her shoulders. So that it's, like, more consistent. Because it's, like, she's not a biker. She has zero things to do with that whole thing. And she's not sneaky enough to be an assassin. Like, there's just a bit too much over-design going on. And, you know, it doesn't play to Noxus's strengths either. Like, this isn't part of armor there anymore. They made Katarina when Noxus was a very different kind of place than it was today. And also, Noxian Champ with Icegar number 3. Yeah. I want to make her face look a little bit different. I like the fact that she's got long nose, like a long nose and features. Here's her in Legends of Runeterra, and the awful swords have returned with their crab claw. I don't understand why they did this to her. But they have gotten rid of the stupid katanas on her back, at least. They still are, like, if you didn't know that this was part of her, like, back or whatever, it looks just so strange in terms of proportions. I mean, like, Legends of Runeterra does have the problem of, like, weird thigh gaps or whatever. Like, there's no reason for Katarina to have this much skin showing, and I like the fact that they've actually, like, simplified the weird gloves that she has here, because I don't think that, like, these gloves having, like, a slit underneath them makes a big difference. Also, one of her, like, jacket pieces is longer than the other, but that's because she rolled it up. And I know it's because this one's rolled up and this one isn't, so it's supposed to tie it together. But the thing is, they're not, like, very well established. Alright, let's go here. This is what her original splash art looks like. And this is her censored. So there's a bit of a difference here. And actually this is like, she's still sexy. It's just that she looks better this way for some reason. All they did is color her torso black, but this makes her more ready for battle in comparison. She doesn't need to have full plate armor. She's not a frontline soldier. But she's not Samira, and she shouldn't look like Samira. Samira only looks like this because... like, Samira looks the way she does because she's a show-off. She wants to do the fucking 360 no-scope shot while looking perfect. But while Katarina still is, like, technically an heiress, or whatever, right? She's not, like, a sex pod character. She's not really she's not luring people with her body like Evelyn, and she's not, like, trying to do anything like that. It's not even that she wants to be free of Noxian wills, because, like, that whole, like, rebellious thing, she's not rebellious at all. She's friends with Draven. She just kind of does her own thing. And, you know, the Noxus conflict, all those things, she doesn't really care about that. She cares about her dad. The skin on her arms is good, though. Like, they stopped doing the fucking weird thing where they were trying to go for asymmetry, which can work, don't get me wrong. It's just that it just doesn't really fit her. But, you know, I think that this is a fun thing to go off of here. Let's get to drawing, actually, shall we? Let's close out, and I can actually read chat. So yeah, it's not really so much of the fact that, like, anything's wrong with her design, it's just that the game and the region in total has matured past her. So she just looks kind of lame in comparison to someone like, I don't remember the card name, but she's like, for the Empire. Noxus followers. Not the bookie. But, like, it's just a lot of, like, her designs kind of read, like, weirdly Ionian. And Noxus has a very cool thing. Yes, Demolitionist. I'm going to... Imperial Demolitionist is the name of the card. Honestly, the fact that we don't have any War Masons actually in the game is kind of weird. Oh shit, okay, whatever. Open a new tab. The few for the many, yes. Let's take a look at that. See, she reads much like, you see how her blade's like this, right? These aren't, nothing's curved. This is rectangular. That's what I mean by geometric. Also, like, it's very clear that she, while being young and that kind of thing, is very much battle ready. She is here to fight on the front lines with, like, these kinds of things, and with a bunch of, like, bombs strapped to her bandolier. But yeah. So Actually, I have to... I did some concept sketches because I really thought that we had time. Like, I really thought that I was gonna stream yesterday, but my internet was fucked up. Anyway, here's the 3 that I managed to go for. I wanted to do several different designs, right? But I don't want to give her, like, super intact plate armor or anything like that. I want to give her, like, very different snake-like aspects. Lucky you. Lucky you didn't, because I had work yesterday. That's funny. Anyway. Yeah, basically, I'm trying to include some, like, snake-like elements, but also keeping the general theme of Noxus's, like, armor. And most of these are just trial runs, but I do want her face to be angular. And also, I'm gonna just completely remove her eye instead of just having a line across it. It looks like it's just like a temporary tattoo. That's what when I see, like, Katarina or whatever, I go, yeah, she just got, like, a little scratch. Like, that doesn't look like the work of someone trying to kill another person. And, like, I feel like this could be a good way to separate her from Samira. Because instead of, like, an eye patch to cover it up, because she doesn't actually care about, like, looking good. She cares about, like, the thrill of battle and that kind of thing. So having her eye just, like, her injury for all to see is a very, like, I think it's pretty hardcore. Not hardcore, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm gonna switch it out here, and we're gonna go from there. Yeah. Alright, let me get rid of this. I need to really take it and see. Alright. Anyway, I don't want her to, like, have very heavy armor, but I want her to look like an assassin. That's why we're not giving her, like, a lot of armor, right? Because she's not a frontliner. She's not a Darius, and she's not a Draven. She's not a Samira either. She's not a bounty hunter. She's an assassin. And she takes pride in her work. God damn it. Ironic, because she can go Sunfire Cape in game. Yeah, well, League of Legends has never really concerned itself with League of Legends, so it don't matter too much. Also, she's got the last name Dicto or whatever, so we're gonna try and, like, keep that in mind, because Shunpo is also Japanese in aesthetic, right? So, anyway, I like the design of, like, the armor here, since it gives the appearance of, like, scales, and I wanted her to have snake-like beaming. That's why I gave her snake bites in some of her other concepts I drew up. She's less flashy, not a soldier, and she's not a dancer like Aurelia either. Like, Aurelia, well, she does need, like, some... I don't understand why she needs so many reworks, but she does. But like, if Aurelia had like streamers, like actual flowing things in game, it would really give the appearance of being like a dancer. But we're not gonna give any like flowing shapes to Katarina. She's fast and she's deadly, but she's not supposed to be an entertainer. And I think that's the best word to describe her. She's not like here to make a lot of noise. Let's see. No curved. Some of my notes I can't even read. But that's just the problem when you've got such amazing handwriting as yours truly. Anyway, I want her to look like an exemplar of Noxian virtue, but without like making her like fully like a soldier either. Like, Talon's a very good representation of an assassin, though he does have the problem of being, having a knife cape, which is, like, really stupid. But, you know, League of Legends is kind of stupid when you think about it for too long, so it don't matter too much. Also, less metal means that we've got less of, like, the... Let's see. Basically, my idea, right, is that metal, like, full plate armor, that kind of thing, is kind of only for frontliners. Like, she's trying to be at least a little bit quiet when she's doing things. So, you know, metal makes a lot of noise. It also reflects light easy. Katarina, like, in her splash art here, is very much a look at me type of fighter, which doesn't really fit. Like, I like what they've done with Captain Fortune, or whatever, right? Because Miss Fortune does play with her sexuality. That's what she uses. She's fun, she's flirty, she's a bit sassy, but it's also, like, a fun way of doing that kind of thing, if that makes sense. But the only one that Katarina flirts with is Garen, and you know, they do their own weird Katarina Garen thing over there. But, like, it's weird how disconnected Katarina is from the main Noxian story, or whatever. Like, Swain and, like, Darius and Draven are much more intact in that. And while, like, there's a thing about Katarina's father, and people think that Swain killed him or something. Like, there isn't really much of a... She doesn't have a conflict with the new, like, hierarchy, as it were. She doesn't have a problem with Swain, because she already knows that he didn't kill her father, right? She has a conflict with Talon, but also she doesn't have anything to really do with Cassiopeia, which is very strange. Like, she's not wondering where her sister is. She's not, like, concerned, really. And, like, it really doesn't seem like she cares about the Black Rose either. Or that they exist. Like, it's a strange dynamic. And that's like really disappointing because Noxus is one of my favorite regions within the game. It's like a fun, like, it's got a lot of different things going on. Like, its history is very well documented, and since we've got characters that are from history, like, interacting with others or whatever, we've got a real sense of, like, eras within Noxus, which is, like, we don't get that with Demacia, which is, like, a bit of a shame. Oh, here's a fun thing. Since I'm running out of topics to talk about Katarina in, because in the end, she's not, like, really the most interesting of characters. Like, here's some guys that I think should be in the game. Let's see. Number 1 would be a mage seeker. I want, like, someone that represents mage seekers in the game. Because really, we've got a lot of, like, we've got Prince Jarvan, and we've got Garen, and we've got Shyvana, right? But they're also really clunky, and they don't really, like, sure, Garen has prejudice, and so does Jarvan, but it's not because they themselves are, like, affected by magic all that much. Like, Garen's whole struggle is because his sister is like that and stuff like that. So it's a system that they were just born into. But we need someone like Lord Eldred or whatever to make an appearance in the game, because we don't have the actual face of, like, oppression, I guess. We don't really have someone that truly believes that mages suck and stuff like that, right? Because Jarvan and Garen's hatred of mages aren't because they themselves hate mages for things that they've done. It's because of a system or a culture they were born into, where it was normal to think that. Whereas someone with active bigotry is a very different kind of character that really should be explored. And I think that it's a shame that we don't get that. Let's see. Other things that I want to see are a Bakai, which is like a failed ascended or whatever, right? I think that like if an Amumu rework were to come out or whatever, making him a Bakai or whatever would have really, like, that would really, like, how would I put this, like, round out the game or whatever, right? It would also, like, give more credence to the fact that people don't know whether he's a child or a Yordle or whatever, and that would be interesting. And it could also be like, yes, Yordles can also ascend, like, or they get, like, got cursed or something. And that could be the origin of Amumu's curse in the first place, right? Is that when he was really young, he was forced to go through the ascension ritual, but it failed spectacularly, or whatever. And his passive Yordle magic mixed with that whole system and created something unholy. I think that could be an interesting way of like, updating, Amumu into the game or whatever. Because, like, really, Amumu doesn't have any stakes within the Shuriman plot. He's just kind of there. He's one of those legends. And I think that it's fun for, like, him to be, like, a children's story. Basically, because I really like his interaction with Samira in-game, or whatever, right? But also, that would really lean into the whole thing of, like, stories tend to shift from person to person, right? Like, one story might confuse Mumu for an actual Yordle, and one can have him as a cursed child, one could have him as a Bakai, that kind of thing. Anyway, really, he just needs ears to complete his look or whatever. But I think that giving him, like, proper, like, robes and stuff like that will help him, like, feel like a little prince. That kind of thing. I really should stop making curves, but it's hard. Oh, also, I would like to see someone from the Frost Guard. Someone on Lyssandra's side besides Trundle. Because, I do like what they did with Trundle, right? But we don't have really anyone that's within Lyssandra's actual cabal. And, like, the Frost Guard looks, like, the way they look in Legends of Runeterra is so fucking cool, right? So, maybe they'll release one, like, close to when Song of Nunu will release. That could be cool. I was legit thinking that exactly. How cool would be an armored dude from Lyssandra's Guard? Yeah, exactly. Because we don't, like, we've got Avarosans and we've got Sejuani's people, which I don't remember their names, of course, right? But Lysandra doesn't have anyone except Trundle, who is a joke character. And the Frost Guard looks fucking sick, man. Like, we just need more... Oh, the Winter's Claw. But yeah, we just don't have anyone that's, like, truly, like, on Lyssandra's side. Like, and believes in her. And Lyssandra's kind of like a Freljordian LeBlanc in a lot of ways. And I think that they should kiss, but that's a different thing, right? But yeah, of course we can't have them looking too much like Mordekaiser, who is literally just a guy in armor, right? But Frostguard, like, they have a very specific, like, aesthetic. Let me look that up. Because it's a very dominant tribe or whatever, right? But it's just that we don't have any champions, right? And these guys are basically the most advanced in all the Freljord. Open image, new tab. Here, like, this kind of thing, they look kind of like the Watchers themselves, actually. Wasn't the Inquisitor one who says "Milady" and shit? I think so. But, you know, I think that's actually a perfect personality to put in Lee. There's no one that really does that shit, right? But, like, look at this. And it wouldn't actually conflict with Mordekaiser's design all that much because of the furs and the clear, like, tribal, like, nature of these guys, right? But, yeah. Also, I mean, like, Mordekaiser should get, like, a Frostguard skin, too. But there really needs to be someone in the game like this, because, like, we did get, like, Renata, who's, like a Chem Baron or whatever, but we need more villains in the roster, and not, like, just morally, like, sassy gray people, which are fun, right? But this is a cool concept. There isn't really much like it, right? Like, none of the other, like, Freljordian champions really look like this. Volibear doesn't really look like this either. So, I think that would be an interesting one. And Mage Seekers are an obvious bet, right? I really don't understand why they haven't, like, made one yet. Like, they've got a very, like, very, very specific kind of look to them. They've got, like, their own, like, okay, see these guys, right? They've got, like, the half masks and stuff like that, but, like, this is also something that's different, that really hasn't been in League, right? And they've got very specific weapons and stuff like that. I think that it's more interesting to give people, like, I think that's why I like Legends of Runeterra so much, because instead of creating new champions that have entirely new separate pieces of lore, right? Like, Nico is a fun character, don't get me wrong, but we didn't need Vestaya Shirei in the game. That's just another faction that no one else is a part of anymore, right? And, you know, of course, the game should be filled with unique members of specific factions, right? But there's, like, we keep getting champions that don't have anything to do with Runeterra itself, right? Like, Gwen's, like, a fun character, but she's also basically, if she wasn't part of the Ruined King event, she would just be another outlier within the whole thing. And now you've got to add, like, living dolls to the list. And, like, I'm happy that we got Belveth, because that means that we've got an actual personality to, like, antagonize on the Void, right? But, yeah, we don't need new regions, we need characters to flesh out the regions, because otherwise they feel very, very unreal, they feel like they don't exist. Like, Neela's fun, right? But Neela is from a completely new region whose clothes kind of look Ionian. And, you know, well, that can be fun, right? It's just another region that, like, one champion's gonna be from. I think I'm just saying this because Ishtal is that, like, that's the problem with it, because, I mean, like, we're getting a new person from Ishtal, which is great. And I'm glad that we are actually getting someone from that nation, right? But if you make more human characters, right? Instead of like other monsters that are cool and fun, well then you should make them part of like established things already, right? Because otherwise you're just kind of bogging things down. There's a million humans in League of Legends. There doesn't need to be another one who does the same job as another. Like, Zeri is basically Echo at the end of the day, right? Whereas Renata is seen as better by technicality. Number one, because the weird Valorant shit's not with her. But number two, because like Renata's seeing us, we're shown another side to Zon instead of just another like down on their luck Zonite or whatever. Renata is a faction that we've known about for a long time, but we haven't seen, which are Chem Barons. Those are very important to Zon. They've been important for a long time, but we just haven't had one. Unless you count, Urgot's not a Chem Baron. But, yeah. I also like the fact that we've got a lot of, immigrants now in game, right? Like how Samira was from Shurima and then moved to Noxus, and how Urgot is from Noxus and moved to Zon. That kind of thing. That's cool, right? But, in general, it's just a thing of so many years. We can recall back to killing Chem Barons, but now we can actually do it, yeah? That's the thing. We've got years upon years of, mage seekers being a thing. But we don't... But, all we've gotten from Demacia is either mages, for some reason, or, people that are within the hierarchy of, Demacian military. The thing about Silas and Lux is the fact that it's an actual, good representation of how, privilege and that kind of thing can get you out of a lot of situations that others might not be as lucky to circumvent. That kind of thing, right? But how it's also, a burden on said, people themselves. And I think that's pretty fun. But yeah, Zeri just treads over the same ground that Echo does. Where, they're just trying to help their community. They're Zon kids, they're street kids that are using their inventions and cool powers to help protect those that they love. And, it's fine to be a simple character, and it's fine to even go over the same points as other characters do, but, there needs to be, a balance of characters like that, and also characters that have, an actual significance to the plots of regions. Seraphine is a completely vestigial part of Piltover. There's so much you can do with Seraphine, but they just don't do with Seraphine. So she ends up feeling like a big cash grab. Instead of making her an actual part and like a dynamic part of the scenery of Piltover and Zaun's dynamic, instead we get like this whole thing about, like, we could have gotten a protest singer, we could have gotten someone that is manipulated by capitalism and whose message is slowly getting corrupted. You could get a whole thing about how like influencers don't actually know the cause that they like. The cause that they tend to preach can sometimes, like, the people that put them in power are sometimes actually, like, decreasing their actual goals, that kind of thing. Like, you just have to make things work within certain scenarios. And I think that characters that are introduced to League should, like, push the story forward in some way. They should be able to connect in some way to the character, right? Like, I like that Udyr is pushing a lot of character arcs forward. He's pushing Lee Sin's arc forward, he's pushing Sejuani's arc forward, and he's also pushing Volibear's arc forward. And that's a good use of a champion. Being simple, being attractive, all those things, they're not bad things to have on a character. It's just that you need to play with the cards that you've been dealt, I guess. And, like, that's why Kaisa's design drives people up a wall, because her story's saying one thing and her design is telling a completely different story, and people don't like that. It feels like a big cop out. So yeah. Also, I'm giving Katarina snake bites, because Katarina does tie into a lot of character stories. It's just that she doesn't feel like it. Yeah, Zero Suit Samus? Oh no, I meant Kaisa. And, like, the thing about Zero Suit Samus is that the reason why she's appealing in the first place, right, is that fact that she's got such heavy armor to the point where people don't even realize that, didn't even realize until the end of the game that Samus was a woman. Also, hello, Frone. Doing the Katarina stream. But yeah, that's the appealing part about Zero Suit Samus, besides the skin tight suit. There's certain appeal when it comes to every champion. It just depends on how you do. Yeah, Frozen. Are you good? Oh no, Fronez. So I don't know how to read. I mean, it's kind of like a play on the superhero Frozone. So, but it's Frozone. So it's you were close, right? Though I could be saying Frohn's name completely wrong. It's just that they can't really tell me face to face. I mean, like, they can type it in chat, but they haven't. So, you know. Do any of you find Katarina in her base form sexy? Because, like, this technically should, like, be up my alley, but I just don't find her, like, all that sexy. I guess it's kind of like how base Misfortune isn't sexy to me, but Captain Misfortune is. Because, like, it doesn't treat me like an idiot. It's meh. Let's see. Because, like, the only reason, besides, like, showing off her cool tattoo or whatever, is the fact that people want to just look at her tits, I guess. But, yeah. I feel like it's just weak when it comes to fan service. No! Stop standing symbols. Nightbot. No. Okay, well, I don't know what you did, but, I hope that it's resolved. It was assigned multiple times. Sorry about that, Maro. Let's see. So, yeah, Captain MF is better than Classic MF. Okay. But yeah, like, in all the recent, like, things, they've really shown that, like, Captain MF is just a better design for her. Well, mostly because, like, the original was fairly designed. Like, I feel like her original design is only, like, really, like, the only ones that would, like, complain about her original design to her newer design are people that are, like, 12 years old and, like, have just figured out that kids exist, right? 'Cause like, Captain Misfortune still has the assets. It's just that it's in a better, like, package now. It's, even though, like, the skin, it feels bad. Oh, you found a Vegard mod in Don't Starve Together. That's pretty fucking sick. He would look amazing in Don't Starve Together, which is sad because he looks quite awful in game. And every day I pray to the VGO, well, I guess the ASU gods that one day Vegar's 2-polygon model will finally be, like, something more. I want to play my boy, it's just that, like, his voice lines are like hell. I don't want to listen to them. Yeah. You're gonna get the mobile game model and you're gonna like it. No, the mobile game model, like, the one that's in the whole thing, right? well, like, they've gotten a lot of other characters right, and I do like the fact that, like, they did put his ears in, which is, like, the reason to identify him as a Yordle, right? I just find it really, really sad that instead, like, they didn't give him proper heels. They didn't even give him, like, cool platform boots. They gave him clogs. Like, why the fuck did you give him clogs? He looks... it looks bad to me. I'm like, what? You gave Misfortune. Like, Lunar Beast Misfortune has roller skates on. But not only does she have roller skates on, she also has heels on. She has heel roller skates. And not in, like, the cool way where you, like, make the wheel, like, go up a little bit. No, it's, like, one level right here. And then also, like, why the fuck are you doing this to me? Why, but, like, apparently Vhagar can't get heals. I don't understand. I just want to, like, step on, like, poor people, okay? Yeah, and Zyra with her ingrown heels, and also Shyvana also has that same problem, where she has bare feet, but they went, guys, what if we gave Shyvana heels? Vhagar has duck feet. No. Like, every time they're so close to greatness, but they just, like, drop the ball for some reason. Let me look at Legends of Runeterra Vhagar. Because I really like his voice filter, but, like, let's see. Cat feet. But yeah, like, these aren't really looking like clogs to me. They look like really, you can't really tell what's going on in the image, which is a benefit of this whole thing, right? But, like, the unnecessary spikes are kind of weird in here. It's all strange. What they do with Vhagar, like, they keep going, and I go, why? It's not that hard to make him, like, designed consistently. It's just sad, I guess. I mean, like, 'cause he's my favorite character, and, I mean, I'm so grateful that they gave my man, like, an actual good voice actor, 'cause goddamn is he annoying in actual game, like, in League of Legends. Like, the voice filter fits. He's supposed to be, like, he should feel a lot more otherworldly than other Yordles are. Like, that kind of thing, right? Like, he should, like, feel a bit different to other Yordles. And, like, I feel like the voice filter really fits him. I mean, it's also in his final boss, what's it called? Skin, right? But that works so well. Like, all his lines are chef's kiss. Like, final boss Vhagar's voice lines, I can sit all day and listen to them, right? But, like, What's black and blue in the definition of pain? I can't even get that nasally. I can't really get up to the high levels of girl voice, but imagine that, but I'm like way more congested and also I'm in a higher pitch, and you would get what he sounds like. They really need to like get like a whole like yodel train going and like fix Corky and fix Rumble and fix Lulu and fix Vagar. Like the only like nice looking yordles are either like ones that came after the original like Heimerdinger update and that kind of thing, or the ones that got reworks like Poppy, Heimerdinger, and Tristana. Like, their voice lines are very nice. Same, I just do some high-pitched voice, but I sound like the fat kid from Soup Park. Yeah, he does kind of sound like Cartman. I don't understand why Bandle City has so many Boston accents in there. Like, Ziggs and Rumble both have the same accent, which is really funny when you notice it. But yeah, I think that the voice filter really helps. Like, because he's supposed to be like very, very powerful, and you know, giving that kind of otherworldly voice helps, that kind of thing. Okay, let me I got a haircut today, and like the stray bits of hair everywhere are like annoying as fuck. Bitches like Mausa get a filter, but not our boy. Come on. Yeah, I'm so sad. Whose favorite champion's Malzahar? He gets like snuffed in his own like skin line. Like LeBlanc is like he's the one that basically like was sold us the Debonair skin line, but LeBlanc steals his splash art, which is very funny. But yeah, come on, please. Like, if you just put a filter over his like original voice lines, they would be way better than they normally are. And you wouldn't have to do that much work either. I mean, I would want you to change them, like, so badly. Like, his VFX kind of look awful, too. And, I actually play a lot of Malzahar when I go mid, because it's autopilot, but the character, lore-wise, is so boring. Yeah, I mean, like, that's just how it goes with some champs, you know? Kind of go, I don't really care, but like, this character's good like this. But, you know, it's good when you get the mix of like both. That's why I like Mundo so much, because his voice lines are fun and that kind of thing, but his gameplay is also fun. Also, I did try out Mordekaiser, and he is so much fun. I am going to like buy him at some point. But I'll just keep fucking around on him some other time, I guess. Mordekaiser is kind of like a Karen, like, yeah, hello, I killed like 2.1 billion people. Where's the god table? It's funny as fuck. Some of the Mord skins are bangers, yeah. Like, I feel like there's a lot you can do with Mordekaiser that they haven't done, which is sad, right? But there's always, like, more you can do with him. Because he's basically just floating armor. That's what he is. Like, character design-wise, at the end of the day. But you can make that work in so many different contexts. Like, I feel like he would be perfect for, like, a Blood Moon skin. Or, like, one of the, like, many, like, Lunar Wraith or whatever. Because he would fit so perfectly as an Oni. I have all the Mordekaiser skins except the high new one. And I only use his classic because it's peak. Yeah, I mean, like, his rework did so much for him. He just looks so good, and he sounds great, and, like, he plays fun, too. And, you know, that's just, like, fun. Where the fuck am I looking at? I'm kind of sad that I only have Bard, and Mecha Leona, because I don't play either of them. I don't know how to play Bard, he's just so weird. Like, those skins are nice, but I just don't play the champion, and that's the problem. Alright, let me see. Bard. No Bardo scammed. I don't. Like, what am I gonna fucking do? I don't play Bard. It's a good skin. I just can't use it. Well, at least I'm getting a bunch of those free rewards, so that's fun. Oh, here's something that, like, a lot of people are really confused about, right? So I'm gonna make a little marker, because, that's fun, right? Okay, so, a lot of people are kind of confused about the whole Mordekaiser situation, like when I'm drawing him, that kind of thing. Mostly because, like, people aren't inside my head, and I have to realize that they don't understand my thought process behind, a lot of my Mordekaiser art, right? So people are like, why the fuck are you drawing this, right? And a lot of people think that I ship currently, like, the canon Mordekaiser and the current canon Vhagar, which isn't true. It's just not. To me, shipping isn't really what I'm doing with them. It's more of a thing of, I wanted to make Vhagar's suffering much more impactful, I guess. I've got it in my notes here, because I really wanted to go over this, right? For the record, Mordekaiser in his current state and Vhagar are not a good relationship, and they aren't ever going to be, right? Mostly because it's just straight up an abusive situation, right? And I want people to know that I'm fully aware of that. But I'm asking you to see what I'm trying to convey within the storytelling I'm going on here, right? They don't hold hands anymore, Sag. Like Jesse, they're like Jesse and Walter White. Wow. Anyway, it's more like it was once a beautiful, like, supportive relationship, and now it's gone, and it's never going to be ever coming back. And I think that's like a really fun kind of way to make this more personal, because it's very clear from like Mordekaiser's voice lines that he regards Vhagar very fondly. Like, he like gets very happy when he like comes across him in game, which is not the same for most of the people that he put through torture. Like, he views Vladimir as a fucking bitch. He says that he's nothing but a stain on the history books. And he says that LeBlanc is just a petty manipulator. But Vhagar gets a very different kind of treatment to him, which is why I wanted to go into their story together in the first place, because, you know, I really like Vhagar, and I just wanted to go through every, like, ounce of his personality, right? And being trapped by Mordekaiser is, like, some of the most that's, like, some of the most impactful things to happen to Vhagar in his life, right? And I think that the idea that once upon a time, like, when Mordekaiser was alive, they were in a healthy, committed relationship, but one day, Mordekaiser dies, right? And he comes back as a revenant. And the thing is, revenants don't have... They slowly begin to lose themselves, essentially. Like Pike, and that kind of thing. You don't... Like, he loses parts of himself. It all becomes fuzzy and blurry. Like, I want it to be a situation where Vhagar has more of a personal stake in this, right? Instead of Mordekaiser just being some random dude that kidnapped and, like, enslaved him for 1,000 years, right? I want him to be, like, an active part. Because I think that stories that have characters, like, make choices are better than stories in which characters don't do anything and things just happen to them. Like, one day Vhagar was minding his business, and the next day Mordekaiser took him, and now he's fucked up forever. Like, that's fine. It's a simple story, and if that's the story that Riot wants to tell, I mean, I can't change anything about that, right? But, like, the thing of, like, having someone that you deeply cared about slowly lose themselves and slowly become more and more angry at the, like, not with that attitude. My gosh. Anyway. But, like, having someone, like, that you cared about very deeply slowly lose themselves and slowly become less and less like themselves, while still maintaining, like a decent grip on things, is a very specific kind of terror. Like, you can see it with Viego, how he's, like, not... What the fuck? Like, Viego isn't fully gone. He still has his personality and that kind of thing, but he forgets how things used to be. He forgets how badly he treated Isolde in some of these times, and how, like rocky his relationship actually was with her. And I feel like that can be applied to Mordekaiser. While he is still like much more in control of himself than a lot of the undead are, he still loses himself. While he wasn't an angel in his like living life, right? He would still have the idea that Vhagar didn't cause any of this. I want him to like, basically it goes from depression to anger, where Mordekaiser thinks that Vhagar is the reason why he didn't actually get into the heaven he wanted to, essentially, right? And so it's a justified anger towards him. But slowly it just becomes nothing but an exercise in control. And while that like trauma and torture is still there, like it's clear that Mordekaiser still cares about Vhagar. Vhagar isn't just another victim to him. He's not another body or anything like that. He's someone specific to him. He's not just another like whining little victim. He is someone important. And I think that's a very specific distinction to make. Like, the whole, like, horror of this situation is seeing someone who you cared for basically, like, become a monster. And now it's just a monster wearing your dead lover's face. Which, first of all, Yordles aren't very good at dealing with, like, loved ones dying in the first place, because they've never, well, they weren't really wired to do so. But also having someone you care about come back from the dead and then slowly get confused and angry at you is another thing. And I think that's a very, like, I don't know, it's just like an interesting dynamic to have with someone, right? And that's why I wanted to show them as romantic in the first place. Not only because, like, you've got the whole thing of, now you've got something that, like, you can compare, like, Viego and Mordekaiser in more ways now than just being undead kings. Whereas, like, Viego chose love over running a country. Mordekaiser chose running a kingdom over love. And I think that's a cool twist, right? But also, you've got the whole thing of Mordekaiser literally falling in love with something that isn't real. And I think that's a good metaphor for something, you know? Because Mordekaiser was so preoccupied with this idea of getting to the heaven that he was so dearly promised that he didn't actually live his life, like, fully, and that kind of thing. And, like, instead of reflecting on that, he becomes more and more embittered, and that kind of thing. So basically, yeah, that's how I would like for the thing to be written. Domestic abuse isn't fun, but it's a very nuanced discussion. And I think that, like, the type of trauma that Vhagar experiences can be a lot more compelling and deep than it currently is. I mean, I don't think they're actually going to do this, of course, but, you know, that's what I'm going for, right? So whenever I'm drawing them in a loving, happy relationship, it's there so that when the relationship ultimately fails, it hurts. It's because you've got happy moments to juxtapose with how, like, awful everything has gotten. Anyway, Mordecai's a rant over, I guess. uh, does anyone have questions or whatever? I know I went off on a tangent, but, you know, I figured that might be important for some people to, like, understand where I'm coming from, essentially. Now, of course, this can also be done without the romantic subtext, of course. So, like a really close, like, relationship would also suffice. But it also makes up for, like, things like Mordekaiser doesn't have any heirs. And it also makes up for things like how in the world are Viego and Mordekaiser alike, other than in the fact that they're both undead kings. That's the main thing that really drives me to the pairing. Besides the fact that, like, at the end of the day, both of their, like, designs can complement each other really nicely. Like, a lot of practical armor, like, big, imposing suit of armor with very little traces of regalia, very clearly a bruiser, and small wizard with traces of armor but basically all flare. That's what I like to go for, because Svegar is basically a parody of Mordekaiser now. Anyway, yeah. We have fun here. You get to listen to me rant, write things down. It's a fun time, I don't know. I am out of water. Fuck my life. Oh, I actually got the gift working, so you can enjoy this little break I'm about to provide you guys, because it's actually kind of cute. Alright, I'm gonna go for a second, chat. See you in a little bit. I'm back. Vagar, we need to cook shadow drugs. Alright. I'm back. Thank you, Frone. You know, this is a really good boost of serotonin for me. I've been off my meds for a little bit now, mostly because of some distributing errors or whatever. But, you know, it's made me a lot more, I don't know, scared. I don't know. I guess the word's like vulnerable. When people were clowning on my post about that was like a little bit like an SFW or whatever, it really got to me. And it got to me really badly. I completely took down the post and I just had a good cry. I mean, I guess, like, the criticisms weren't even that badly or anything like that. It wasn't anything, like, really malicious or, like, even, like, the worst comments I've received, but I guess I was just insecure already. And then, like, posting something that a little bit out of left field and then having people be kind of mean about it to me was just kind of enough pushing for me to stop. Yeah. I mean, like, Reddit's even worse, but I guess I don't really give people on Reddit the time of day because they're honestly stupid as fuck. I mean, like, on Reddit, you don't really, like, have that high of an opinion of someone on Reddit, right? But someone that's directly communicating to you on Discord or, like, Twitter, it gets to you harder, I guess. But when, like, a tweet leaves your target audience, it like, hurts, I guess. And I feel like I could have dealt with it and not, like, deleted the post if I, like, was in a better headspace, but honestly, I'm just not. And for now, I don't think I'm going to be for a bit. I'm still gonna, like, try and release art as much as my Wi-Fi can provide, of course, right? But it's still, like, it's not fun to deal with. And I don't know if it'll get any easier. But, you know, I can at least try and thicken up my skin a little bit more. 'Cause there won't be an end to that kind of thing. You just kind of have to accept it and, you know, my drawings aren't ironic. They aren't like, oh, I'm doing a counterculture thing. And, you know, I feel like, really, I should be allowed to do what I want. I mean, of course there is a line, and I often draw it. Mostly in the fact that I don't like drawing, like, minors or minor looking characters, like, very sexually. But there's a difference. And, like, there's different tastes and that kind of thing, right? But there's a very clear difference between what I do and what a lolicon does. And I feel like and I don't like being compared to those kinds of people either. I don't want to go up to someone and go, no, you can't feel that way, because that's not what I intended. Because, I mean, like, I don't intend to make people uncomfortable. That's not really what I want to do with my art. I want to just have a fun time and, like, draw the characters I like drawing in ways that I like drawing them. But you know, I can't make someone feel comfortable with something. And, I don't really know when the boundary has been crossed, right? Because on one point, like, I'm responsible because I'm the one that created the image and posted it to a public platform. But on the other hand, I can't police what other people do on the internet. I can't, tell people, oh no, don't look at this one. Because people are gonna scroll down and look at other things I do. That kind of thing. I guess I need to be better with content warnings. Social cues are a little hard for me to get, but I think I'm gonna get there. It's just hard to feel out. Like, that's why I'm like, are you feeling uncomfortable right now? That kind of thing. Because I really genuinely don't know. And I'm still not over it. I mean, I'm telling you guys, obviously. But yeah, that's why I deleted that post, for your information. Anyway. This is Katarina League of Legends. How do you think she's going so far, chat? Nice comments only. Nah. I mean, I'm fine with people, criticizing, parts of my art, right? But there's a difference between what I can change and what I can't. Right now, Sun is playing, so that's fine. Anyway. Is there any, champion concepts that you would like to see in game? Because that's always been one thing. Because, I mean, I don't exactly like new characters. I feel like you should just focus on the ones you've got. Because there's so many League of Legends characters already, right? But what would you like to see in the game? Can be something gameplay-wise, but of course I don't have any say in that. I'm not a programmer. And champion playstyles are hard to measure anyhow. But for me, of course I would always like more Yordles in the fucking game, because of course I do. But, I think some other members of specific groups, I would like to see more Shadow Order people, maybe some Demon Worshippers. They need to do with something with Wukong, because honestly, I don't understand why we have Sun Wukong in League of Legends. I mean, Journey to the West is a good book, but I don't understand. We don't have the Three Stooges today, which is sad. Also, don't spoil me on Germa Baseball because saw that. Banana Champ. His lure is Shadow Isle turns into a banana to a mage. Gameplay wise, I like the idea of controlling multiple units at the same time, but those few who do have those mechanics are very badly implemented, like York, Shaco, Annie, Big Brain. A banana that, so basically, like a living banana is what you want to see, like a mage banana. I don't understand why, like, mages keep like impregnating things. Like, they've impregnated the ground, they've impregnated an egg. I don't understand, but it's just kind of a way to wave off things like, okay, they look like a dragon because of that. A Soraka auto attack who escaped and became a champion. Yeah, I mean, how do you like Viego's gameplay? Because that's kind of similar, I think. I, like, honestly, those, like, and a lot of those things are, like, weirdly implemented. Viego, when more rest mechanic is very, very AIDS. I don't really understand how they are going to make a champion like that work. I don't understand, honestly. I feel like Viego should just stick to, like, missed attacks, but, like, I get the fact that, like, being ruined is his whole thing, but, like, it's just, like, hard, like, why do you keep picking champions with, like, abilities that are, like, almost impossible to implement without being awful? How would you like to control units? Passive should have a CD when proceed. The idea of having 5 on-target ability plus HP and a blink, not counting all the spells of said possessed champ. Yeah, I feel like Viego is, like, also, like, just really, like, a nightmare to balance, because you kind of have to balance everyone else too. Like, I feel like in some concepts he could be fun, but I just don't really understand his appeal. Like, not as a character, I get his appeal there, but it's just, I don't know why they overload the champs with so much. Like, you can make a simple champion. Viego is a pretty simple character. You don't have to complicate it so much. Meanwhile, Mr. Circus be like, read a lot. Be like, a lot of shit to read and copy Mercy ability. Poster boy must be broken. I just... They keep adding champions when no one's, like, asking for these kinds of things? Was any, like, people weren't really asking for Viego's kind of gameplay. Anyway. I'm gonna take a break again for a little bit, and I'm gonna come back, wash my face. I cried a little bit. Anyway, enjoy the GIF that I finally got to work. Okay, I'm back. Hell yeah, I'm still back for Pike. Anyway, let me show you my new alerts, because I finally, like, made some changes. So, here's a test subscription. Here's, donation. Here's hosting. Here's, bits. And here's raids. Fun, right? Sorry for drinking water close to the mic. Anyway. Yeah. I'm also gonna try and make a simple GIF for my starting soon screen so that people don't have to just look at, like, a still image for like 5 minutes before we start. But yeah. I didn't want all my alerts to be League of Legends themed because, like, well, like, basically all these streams are League of Legends, right? I don't want my entire, like, thing to be League of Legends. I draw other things. It's just that right now I'm just really hyper fixated. So. Hell yeah. I knew that turning on shuffle was a good idea. Yeah, I also added new music to the stream playlist so that, you know, you didn't have to listen to the same track over and over again. And also, like, hopefully we won't get copyright striked either. So, win-win. Like, before I heard, like, how Cult of the Lamb actually is, I might have done, like, the Twitch integration for that. But, like, I'm not, like, the best at roguelikes, and I don't really like resource collectors. It's basically like Clash of Clans, but, with, like, better art. Like, the art style is just so nice. But, you know. It's just not my type of game, I don't think. I want to, like, take a shot at, like, redesigning, like, not actually, like, reworking Vagar's abilities, but actually, like, just making the effects of it look cool. Because I look at all of Vagar's cages and stuff like that, and his original one just looks kind of bad. And I'm like, my boy. Like, Fizz has gotten a VFX update, but not Vagar. So, sad. Preferably, I would like this game to just be called League of Vagar, but I don't think that, like, a lot of other people would get behind that. But, like, I would, like, pay so much money for, like, a Riot Forge, like, Yordle game, or, like a TV series, or, like, just a standalone game for Vagar himself. I would fucking kill someone. And also, I haven't heard the Cult of Lamb one. Overlord type game with Vagar Lair. Yeah, like this big fuck off castle that's just like on top of the hill, and also, and yeah, Jesus, now I want it. Like, you've got this big, like, really 80s style, like, cheesy, like, castle on top of the hill, and then below is, like a pretty nice farming village. And, like, it's got, like, Yordle accessibility and all that stuff. Honestly, we don't know what bound to the mortal plane means, but I like the idea that, like his followers have to, like, make a specific ritual in order for him to, like, get inside Vandal City or whatever. Mostly because I think that the idea that Yordles and demons are basically cousin creatures is fun. Because, like, we don't really... Yordles are just so ill-defined. Like, they're kind of, like, fuzzy goblin creatures, but they're kind of like the Smurfs. Or a bullet hell game with Vagar. He fell into a portal, versus a better version of Lux's ult. That could be fun. Like, a game where, like, Vagar goes off and, like, tries to kill other, like, some evil wizards from neighboring villages or whatever, and he sometimes runs across characters like Annie or Silas or whatever. I think would be fun. I mean, like, it really depends on, like, what style game you want to go for, because there's a lot of options for Vagar in terms of, like, what you want to do. because you can make it like a city builder, because that's kind of what he's doing. You can make it bullet hell. You can make it like an adventure game. You can make it like one of those kinds of like visual novel RPGs. Honestly, there's a lot you can do. And I just want Riot to pay more attention to my boy, because he's the best character that they've ever made. They're gonna make a Zelda type game with Nunu of all champs. I mean, like, after their rework, their designs are honestly wonderful, and like, I think it's very cute, and I think that Song of Nunu will be fun. It's just that I don't really... A Zelda type game is kind of strange, I think. Well, I mean, like, it'll appeal to a lot of people, so that's why they're gonna make it, right? But like, I think that like a befriending simulator or something like that could be fun, because with Nunu, his whole power set is literally the power of his imagination. Like, you can do so much with it. Like, you could even make it kind of like Scribblenauts. Oh, that would be so much fun. Like, Scribblenauts, but it's Nunu and Willem and the Freljord. And Braum makes an appearance because he's the best champion besides Svegar. That would be a lot of fun. I have so many good memories of Scribblenauts. Though it wouldn't like work entirely like Scribblenauts, of course, but like having that like power of imagination type thing, I think just like fits. I like that you have two different cat with sunglasses emotes. It's very stylish. Let's see. Out of all the Yordles, who do you think needs the most work? There's a question. Like, out of gameplay and story and also character design, who do you think needs the most help? And like, maybe I'll do a full Yordle poll one of these days, because I think that taking a crack at some of them would be fun. Teemo for relevance. I mean, yeah, also, like, his blowpipe clips through his fucking... He does not need... He literally does not hold his blowpipe. I don't understand why Run Quickly is in the game. But yeah, I think that keeping his Minesweeper, like, gameplay is a good thing, because that's his main thing, of course, right? But, like, he doesn't need, like, his dash is very stupid. It doesn't even carry you the full length that you need a dash to clear, right? And, like, a blind is, like, you can, like, change that for any other kind of crowd control and it would be fine. But, like, I feel like Teemo should be able to work within the jungle, for example, because he's literally a scout. But yeah, Teemo or Rumble, yeah. It's not a dash at all, it's just a shitty move speed button. Like, if they actually made, like, move quickly an actual fucking ability, maybe he would be a little bit better. But yeah, really, basically, he can go invisible, blind someone. I don't understand why he needs to blind someone if he can already go invisible. So, I feel like they should stick with one and not the other. Make move quickly an actual dash, or get rid of it entirely. And keep, the puff caps, because that's his main gameplay loop, right? His normal spells are way too feast or famine. You could do so much. Yeah, I mean, like, he's kind of a stat checker. But, like, most old champions are like that. Oh, hell yeah. He probably makes his blind supplies by using Walter's salts. Oh my god, it's Breaking Bald. I made a whole Breaking Bad joke with Heimerdinger and Ziggs, and it was very funny. Ziggs, we need to cook meth. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of abilities that need to be tweaked in order for him to, like, be viable, but also just be fun in general. Like, have things that help the mine aspect of his character, and, like, really put him into a lane, because he's supposed to be top lane or whatever, but everyone hates ranged top laners for a very good reason. Like, make the thing an actual dash, do all that. I feel like you'll make something that people will actually, like, think will be fair to play against. You have to keep the annoying bits, of course, right? But you don't need to make them, like, a big thing. Rumble needs, Rumble needs a lot of things. Vayne, Callista, Lucian top are Teemo right arms. Don't forget about Aurelia. Jace is actually, he's never ever really good. You know, you have to reference color from somewhere. Okay, chat. So, also, like Cassiopeia is a snake, and, like, Demacia has a lot of, like, Christian type things going on in there. So, apple hair. But I went for water for 1 second and I to look for my damn cosmic motherfucker. Listen, it makes sense. I need to reference the color for Katarina's hair. That's, like, her main character trait, okay? Zam. And Cosmic Chris follows you. There is no escape from it, okay? Get used to it. Anyway. Do you like the Metopia music in the background? Because I do. That song selection fucking slaps. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Rumble has the problem of, number one, being janky as fuck. But two, like, a lot of his moves are just kind of... It's just a lot of crowd control. For, like... I really don't know where you're meant to... yeah. Karen be like, Kat, why is your hair so very red? Katarina's like, I diet using Cosmic Crisp Apple. Heck, Dubby. It actually makes her hair look pretty nice. So, you know, the Cosmic Crisp Apple is just the right color red for her. Are you looking for a cool red to dye your hair? Reference this cool apple and it'll save you. Hacks for Runeterra ladies. Rumble not been viable. Being viable is best. For the best. As sad as it was. Such an unwinnable lane when his numbers were up. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, with Rumble... Like, the numbers game is, like, the main thing that, like, he needs, like, a full rework. He needs a VGU. Because his kit just isn't really healthy. In the traditional sense. Like, you either win lane or you do not. And that's just kind of how it is for Rumble. And, like, also... Like, he looks awful, and, like, I feel like there's a lot you can do with his mech. Like, it does not look like he cobbled it together with, like Piltover and Shuriman trash or whatever, right? It looks like one of those, like, weird toys from, like, the 2000s. He needs to find some kind of balance. I think that a VGU for Rumble is actually the best choice for him, because an ASU would be good for his, like, model and stuff like that, but, like, playing him is, like, they can't balance him correctly. And they're never going to be able to balance him correctly. And that's the point. Anime Rumble. I mean, like, we've got, like, his ultimate skin. Though I don't understand why they keep changing where he's from. Like, I don't understand... is the VGU. Yeah, I mean, I guess Gurren Lagann Rumble is the VGU. Yeah. But, I mean, like, it just kind of makes his mech kind of boring. To me, at least. So, like, really what I would like to do with Rumble, once I get my grubby little paws on his mech or whatever, is make it so that it's more Bandle City, you know? Because he's such a big, like, he's really, like, his whole thing is that he's angry that Heimerdinger values being human over being a Yordle, that kind of thing. And I feel like if they were trying to, like, if they were actually smart about it, right, they would make his inventions, besides looking like they've been cobbled together with like Shuriman and excess hex deck and all that stuff, I feel like they should have a more fey design to them, you know? Like, but wait, in your commission sheet you say you don't draw mecha. I fucking hate mecha. I was so awful. I was not happy when Victor won the vote because that means that I had to draw metal. I don't draw mecha because I'm very bad at it, but I've got ideas. I've got like little stupid ideas in my fucking head, right? About it, right? But mostly the commission sheet's there so that people know that if you want mecha, I am not the person to get mecha from. It will not look how you want it to. It'll look pretty awful because I am a character artist. And also, like, I don't really draw machines all that well. And I don't really want to get better at mecha. It's a pain. There's so many fucking details in that. Metallic in the name, doesn't like to draw metal. It's a fun little thing we've got going on. You're getting too meta there, Marrow. And I'm going to update my character sheet. Well, not my character sheet, my commission sheet. It'll still have no mecha on there, because goddamn do I hate drawing it. I'm like, customer, if you want something from me, just like Marrow. Like, this is how I spell. That's what I meant. The bone. Because I like cooking. I like drawing. I like sleeping. I like having my internet not work. Yes. That's what I meant. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Have either of you played Metopia? Come on. Come on. Thank God. Ow. I can't. Okay, I need to. Nope. What the did you meant to send this? Okay. Don't, It's a fun game. It's not a link. Nope.avi. It's not a link. From TF2. I miss playing. Anyway. You mean from the engineer when he goes, nope? I fucking love Engie. I honestly should draw TF2 fan art, but I'm not actually that good at drawing, like, masculine men. I'm trying to get better, but, you know, there's only so much, why does he look like he's got tits I can take, you know? try my best to branch out with body types and that kind of thing. Who's your favorite mercenary? I actually want to know this, because it tells you something about the person, I guess. I mean, there's also, like, the difference between, like, playing someone versus just actually liking the character, right? Like, I think that Soldier's pretty fun, but, like, he's not my favorite out of all the mercs, right? Though I think that Rumble should be more funny. Because I feel like he's just like, the thing is, right, Yordles are comedy characters at the end of the day. By hours, NG, by character, I'm gonna say Heavy. Heavy is just so good. It's just that playing as Heavy is, like, either the most fun that you'll ever have, or the worst experience you're ever going to have playing the game, right? Because snipers and spies really, really love ya. But I think, like, I like playing Scout. Playing Scout's just fun. Because double jumping, love it. Rumble needs pyromask checks. Pyro's a close second, though. Don't you smile at me like that. Fucking hell, man. Spend time on the Steam Workshop, do you? Disgusting. No. But yeah, Rumble needs to be a little bit more silly. Because everyone's got their, like, own character comedy going on, right? Like, Vex is, fuck you, Mom, I hate you. Like, standard teenager things, right? And, like, Lulu is, like, wacky, and Tristana is, like, trying to be serious, but she's also, like, still a Yordle at the end of the day, that kind of thing. But, like, Rumble doesn't really have a gag going on. Or at least not a very funny gag. Like, I guess he's like an incel. Well, I mean, like, Riot doesn't want him to be an incel, but that's what he is currently. He is getting none. And and he should never get any, I think, personally. But you know, I'm not Riot Games. And honestly, it's just like a thing of Rumble should have more to, like, do. Like, we finally got Kennen to be funny in, like, Legends of Runeterra, but, like, what do you got for, like, everyone else? It's kind of weird. Let's just go from... No. this goes hard. Alright. Anyway, I think that Rumble should, like, be more funny, because he's not funny. And I think that making him, like, the scout is a great idea, in my personal opinion. Make him, like, trying to show off, but, like, failing miserably. Because he's not, like, strong or anything like that. Got a bucket of chicken. I'm not one of your chicken whores. Seduce me. Anyway, the bucket of chicken would not work for Rumble. And Rumble should never get any. Like, we've got a good idea of what, like, everyone does now, in terms of, like, what their jobs are. Like, Rumble makes weapons for, the Bandle Gunners, and his free time is spent at, like, fighting pits or whatever. And, like, Rumble invents the internet to bitch about getting no game. That's how it starts. Oh my god, Rumble, why did you do this to us? Everything was going so well, and then he created the internet. Like, Rumble, Heimerdinger and Ziggs are, like, all should be very, very drastically different in terms of personalities, but still be, like, genius inventors in their own right. But, like, Heimerdinger can actually pull, and so can, like, Ziggs, right? Though, I feel like those two aren't really looking for game at this time. Mostly because, like, one's trying to, like, make his art and, like, make a bomb factory or whatever, right? And one's Heimerdinger, who is, like, currently, like, sad about, like, his society crumbling or something. I don't know. But, yeah. Like, I feel like, Rumble and Vex should be very clear examples about, like, Yordle culture and how it is today, and that kind of thing. Because, like, Poppy, Vagar, Kennen, like, they all, like, grew up in a very different Bandle City to the one that is today. Like, Bandle City is much more human-like than it's ever been. And it's actually because of Heimerdinger's influence. Because, like, you can just kind of divide, like, how old everyone is based off of whether they use machinery or not, in terms of, like, weapons. It's, like, actually a pretty, like, easy way to, like, determine who's, like, in, like, different age ranges or whatever, right? Like, Ziggs is, like, older than, like, Rumble and Tristana and stuff like that, but he is not, like, too much older than them. Whereas, like, Kled doesn't use any, machinery. Like, the dividing line between machinery and no machinery is Heimerdinger. who obviously is using machines because he invented them, essentially, right? So basically you can do that, right? And then Vex and Lulu are outliers because they are they're using their passive Yordle magic as like they're training it up, essentially, from making it like an everyday thing to making it an actual weapon. So like Lulu is more like pagan and like naturalistic, whereas Vex is basically just responding to like the abundance of spirit shit that's going on in the Shadow Isles. Basically, like, there's a lot of magic in the air there. And like also the Ruination like really jolts like demons and stuff like that awake. So like a Ruination near a Yordle would also have a very similar effect of like basically almost supercharging them. That's why Vex is so much more powerful during the events of like the visual novel and stuff like that. Whereas like she has to kind of use her own, like she has to grow her own power in game. But you can also tell based off of fashion sense and that kind of thing. Though, Maro, I'm not gonna ever draw things like Vex NSFW, mostly because I just don't feel comfortable with it. I mean, I get why others do it, because she's very fully legal. Like, it's probably about 40 in actual, like, human years, right? Enough time to, like, understand that humans don't live as long as Yordles do. And, like, feeling dejected about that. But, yeah. She is a stereotype of a teenager, so I just treat her like one. And teenagers aren't very sexy. To everyone their own, I do not judge. True. How people want to see certain characters is, like, with Yordles, it's such a tightrope of things to do, right? Because a lot of them have, like, childish, like, wonder and that kind of thing, but it's there to exemplify, like, how different Yordles and humans operate. Like Heimerdinger has a lot of childish traits, but it's not there to tell the viewer that he's a child. It's there to tell the viewer that he's overexcited, like, he's excitable as a character. He gets lost in, like, the invention process. And I feel like you have to make a distinction. Like, Zoe, I don't really see how anyone can even, like, really think about her like that, in a sense, because she is entirely written as a child to me. There is not a hint of adulthood to her. She is, like, very, very childlike to me. And while she is millennia old, that does not change the fact that she acts a certain way, and she's designed in a very specific way too. So I just follow, like, basic kinds of rules, right? Like, to me, like, Tristana is called ma'am, that kind of thing, right? She calls herself young for a Yordle. but she's not. But, like, young for a Yordle means that she's not thousands of years old. People treat her as an adult. Basically, I go off of what characters view other characters as, and go from there, right? Pillow Zoe is a ticket to hell. Like, Lulu is treated less like a child. She is treated like one sometimes, right? But most of the time, she's treated like a very gullible young adult. Like, she's probably in her, like, very early 20s at the least. Because she's, like, coded in a very specific way. She's treated like a menace, yes. But also she's, like, treated similarly to Tristana, and Tristana is treated like an adult, and that kind of thing. With Poppy, she's treated as an adult, that kind of thing. While Fizz is infinitely older than Poppy is, he is not treated like an adult at all. Nowhere in his character or in his design does it make it clear that he is adult in any way. Which makes sense, because axolotls don't ever reach adulthood. And, you know, you kind of have to go from there, right? Like, Nar is not... He's not an adult. He is a toddler. He is treated like a toddler. He has, like, outrages, like toddlers do, right? Basically, you kind of have to go off of the coding of said character. Like, Lulu is difficult because she has very childlike traits. But, you know, it's based off of how other characters treat her. Like, Rumble is treated young, but he's not treated that young. He's not treated like Vex. He's not a teenager. He's treated like a young adult that, while yes, he's very demeaned, like, he's not as old as Ziggs or Heimerdinger is, but he's kind of a punk, I guess. But, like, yeah, Nar is straight up a toddler that's been frozen in ice. And, like, people that want to, like, see him grow up and that kind of thing, I can totally, like, see where they're coming from, right? But in the game, he's a baby. He talks like a baby, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's a lesson in coding from someone that's not a coder. But yeah, there's differences when it comes to things. Like, Vhagar has a lot of childish traits, and I can see that very clearly, right? But the thing is, like, he's not one. He's not a Nar, he's not a Fizz. You know, like, Fizz is very clearly child. Vhagar has a Napoleon complex for sure, but he is treated very much like an adult, basically. So yeah, that's kind of how I view coding, right? Isn't that fun? Let's see. I can only snap on one finger. But yeah. That's just my take on it. I know that a lot of people don't really know what to do with, like, how, like, Yordles are, because they are immortal and they age differently. But, like, it's very clear that a lot of them are just coded to be a very specific age. Like, Kled, Corky, and Heimerdinger are obviously old men. And even though, like, lore-wise, they are very different ages from each other, right? You know that Kled and Heimerdinger and Corky are old men, just by the way that they act. And that's how, like, that's just a very good example of coding, I guess, to say. Ziggs be like an isekai of Michael Bay. Well, I think that Ziggs would direct better movies, if I'm being honest. I would love to see a Ziggs production. Honestly, I'm glad that, like, Ziggs was given more than just being the crazy explodey guy. Like, he's very, very against the snuffing out of human life. It makes him a much, like, different kind of character. It's fun. Honestly, I would love to see how he, like, views family, since in Zon, that's actually quite a big deal. And, like, since he is, like, the Yordle version of Zon or whatever, it'll be fun to see. He might actually be coming to Arcane, because one of the teasers had him in it. Well, not, like, the, like, video teasers, but, like, one of those, like, picture teasers had him in it. So we might actually get Ziggs in Arcane, which is great. Honestly, I want Yordles to just appear more frequently. But yeah, we might be able to see him. Also, I hope that Spirit Blossom Tristana is an actual thing and that it's good. Because, like, Tristana has actually got a good model going for her. So, also her gameplay is nice and fun. So, you know, I just generally enjoy playing her. And I would like for her to get cool skins. Because, I mean, she's got a bunch of cool skins. Oops. Firefighter Tristana. I honestly wish that got, like, that skin specifically got chromas, cause like I know it's just like the whole day job thing is supposed to be like ex League of Legends champion, but they have an everyday job. But like, I wish that like her fur color changed and like we got like maybe a Fire Force kind of color scheme. I don't really care about the anime. I've never seen it. But, like, the black and blue, like, fire uniforms are sick as fuck. And I think that would be fun. It's a legendary skin, no less. No special lines. Firefighter Tristana is a legendary skin, and I thought it was a legacy. It is a legacy skin, I think. But, like, there's nothing that's, like, there's no, like, she doesn't even have a different skin color. It's just Tristana, but in a firefighter uniform. What do you mean that's a legendary skin? And Legacy, I got it on a reroll. What the hell? Who would pay a legendary skin price for firefighter Tristana? I mean, like the hose for, like, Tristana's gun boomer is a good idea. And, you know, I like that it got remastered. But for the love of God, like, give it chromas at least. Like, like, the yellow uniform just doesn't work. I don't even know why it's yellow. Most firefighter uniforms are red. Like, why is it yellow? Like, Tristana doesn't even have any red skins. Like, you don't, like, Buccaneer Tristana is really fucking cute, right? Like, I really like how, like, her outfit is and everything like that, but it's just Tristana in an eye patch. Like, I wish that they played more around with her fur color. Like, it would make it more interesting, at least. And I think that Bilgewater Tristana, right? Like, could at least make her blue or something, because, you know, like, Bilgewater Yordles have cool color schemes to them. I use the little devil one. The spooky voice is nice. I mean, little devil Tristana, like, I wish it was more for me, you know? Like, I like her little demon tail, and I like that she's an imp, and I like the fact that the skin's got a storyline, but I think it's just the fact that she's too top heavy for me, because her jacket flares out too much for me. So it looks like she's all, like, all shoulder to me. But that's different for other people. Oh, hell yeah, this goes hard. I never heard her voice lines, though. She's not a legendary, is she? No, just a filter. Once a bandle gunner, always a bandle gunner. You know. Fair enough. Where is it? Not done. Nah. On my first account, I had Dragon Trainer. Dragon Trainer Tristana is so fucking good, man. Honestly, good for you. She's so fun. And I love Wriggle so much. Wriggle's so cute. I love that her gun is literally that. Also pretty neat. But yeah, Honestly, I don't know why Monster Tamer Lulu is a thing when she's literally got Dragon Trainer. Ugh. She's already got Dragon Trainer. I don't understand. I guess it's because Pix is, like, such an easy thing to go for. But yeah, like, Lulu needs a model rewrite. Rest in peace to that account, though. What even happened? Did you just lose the password, or did you get banned? Ban. Hashtag reformed. You know, I'm glad that you've turned over a new leaf, I hope. I don't know. It's not like I can check unless I've got, like, I don't have a VPN, so I can't get to your server. Anyway, yes. Yikes indeed. This is called, background. Ah. I just disabled chat now. Fair enough. Like, guys, please. Just go top lane. Why is no one top laning? We had a whole session where it was just So basically the problem was that we had 0 support and no one was a jungler either. So it ended up with, like, 3 people in top lane and like 1 person in bot lane. And honestly, I guess that's what happens in blind pick, but it's still funny. Cause, like, they're like, no, I can jungle, and I'm like, okay, then I don't need to take smite. And then they don't jungle, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't say that, but imagine if you play blind, you have these problems. Listen, I don't want to play ranked. And I don't really want to play where, like, my matchup, like... I just want to play casually. What is Katarina's uppercut? The Sinister Blade. Her family name is French for of the night. Also, she's... Caitlyn and Kaisa are also just different ways of saying Katarina. My haircut went well, for those that even care, but yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Just play draft, it's not ranked, but has bans in the roles. design. Draft picks are always, like, they're just... I think it's just because I'm nervous. Scarl has parts more sinister than her. Yeah, I like Glenn's voice lines. But yeah, I don't know why her epithet is the Sinister Blade. And then we're gonna just have my favorite thing in the world. Gray background! Oh my god! Is that gray background? I fucking love gray background. It's one of my favorite things. Let me get back. Komodo Pog. She ain't that sinister, guys. The gray man. Gray man with 2 N's, because he likes money. That didn't even make sense. But if you like the comics, then there you go. They should have some comics would be good. I like the Wild Rift Star Guardian comics a lot. Yeah, I've got to put my name here somewhere. Alright. I don't have any tier list surprises for you guys. I hope that everyone's doing well. I think I'm gonna call it a night. We didn't make it to 12 p.m. but I'm glad that we didn't actually have to go that long. Mundo game surprise, let's go. No, I don't want to play League of Legends. Can't make me do that. Can't make me play League of Legends. What do you think I am? A League of Legends content creator? I'm gonna close this out. Yes. Okay. Alright, share PNG. We're gonna export this motherfucker. Anyway, check out the Metopia OST. It goes hard. But yeah, I hope that everyone had a good time here. Hopefully this will be the last of our internet troubles and we'll be able to get back on schedule here. I mean, I want to be able to stream more than twice a month or whatever. Well, not twice a month, 4 times a month. Because, I'm trying to reach affiliate, so yeah. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate it a lot. Your continued support and just being there and chatting with me. It really means a lot. More than I probably can describe. Anyway, I hope that everyone has a good night. If you want to support me or whatever, those who don't chat or whatever, please follow me. I really want to get to... I would like to get to... affiliate. Okay, yeah, I hope that everyone has a good night. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be back on my medication and we'll be back to normal. Anyway, everyone have a good night. See you next time.